New York is a city full of life and diversity. With such a dynamic combination of the world's cultures and customs, New York is almost as eclectic as it is vivacious. New York has her own nickname as the Big Apple, originated during the Depression, when former financiers would travel around the city selling apples. This is a city of the most celebrated restaurants, sought-after shopping centers, exciting nightlife, creative art and culture, and much more. My visit in New York in the year 2010 with my sister, daughter and friends of her was a marvelous trip for us. There are so many places we have visited, such as Times Square, the Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty, the American Museum of Natural History, Niagara Falls, United States side, the Thousand Islands, Boston and Manhattan, and so on. Let's show you some photos. Boston and Manhattan. Boston is the capital and largest city in Massachusetts, and is one of the oldest cities in the United States. With many colleges and universities within the city and surrounding area, Boston is a center of higher education and a center for medicine. The city's economy is also based on research, electronics, engineering, finance, and high technology, principally biotechnology. The city has been experiencing gentrification and has one of the highest costs of living in the United States, though it remains high on world livability rankings. Boston has been ranked number 1 globally and number 1 in North America for innovation for a variety of reasons. Manhattan is located primarily on Manhattan Island at the mouth of the Hudson River. The original city of New York began at the southern end of Manhattan, and expanded in 1898 to include surrounding counties. The county of New York is the most densely populated county in the United States, and one of the most densely populated areas in the world. It is also one of the wealthiest counties in the United States. Manhattan is a major commercial, financial, and cultural center of both the United States and the world, and is home of both the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. Many major radio, television, and telecommunications companies in the United States are based here, as well as many news, magazine, book, and other media publishers. Times Square. Times Square is a major commercial intersection in the borough of Manhattan in New York City, at the junction of Broadway and 7th Avenue and stretching from West 42nd to West 47th Streets. Times Square has former name as Longacre Square. Times Square was renamed in April 1904 after the New York Times moved its headquarters to the newly erected Times Building. The nickname of Times Square is the crossroads of the world, and the Great White Way has achieved the status of an iconic world landmark and is a symbol of New York City in the United States. It is the site of the annual ball drop on New Year's Eve. Enjoy. The Empire State Building. The Empire State Building is a 102-story landmark Art Deco skyscraper in New York City at the intersection of 5th Avenue and West 34th Street. Its name is derived from the nickname for New York, the Empire State. It stood as the world's tallest building for more than 40 years. The Empire State Building has been named by the American Society of Civil Engineers as one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. The building is owned and managed by W&H Properties. The American Museum of Natural History. The American Museum of Natural History, located on the Upper West Side of Manhattan in New York City, is one of the largest and most celebrated museums in the world. Located in park-like grounds across the street from Central Park, the museum comprises 25 interconnected buildings that house 46 permanent exhibition halls, research laboratories, and its renowned library. The American Museum of Natural History is one of New York City's most popular attractions. 4 floors of exhibits cover a diverse range of topics, and nearly everyone will find something of interest. Children and adults alike are impressed by the large dinosaur fossils, the great blue whale, and the many cultural halls. The collections contain over 32 million specimens, of which only a small fraction can be displayed at any given time. The museum has a scientific staff of more than 200, and sponsors over 100 special field expeditions each year. Niagara Falls, U.S. side. This side of Niagara Falls is a city in Niagara County, New York, United States. It is across the Niagara River from Niagara Falls, Ontario, also a city, both named after the famed Niagara Falls which they share. It is part of both the Buffalo-Niagara Falls Metropolitan Statistical Area and the Western New York region. The Thousand Islands. The Thousand Islands is the name of an archipelago of islands that straddle the Canada and US border in the St. Lawrence River as it emerges from the northeast corner of Lake Ontario. They stretch for about 50 miles, 80 kilometers, downstream from Kingston, Ontario. The US islands are in the state of New York. The islands, which number 1,793 in all, range in size from over 40 square miles or 100 square kilometer, to smaller islands occupied by a single resident, to even smaller uninhabited outcroppings of rocks that are home to migratory waterfowl. Many thanks to www.withbigapple.com, Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia.